Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, has called on state governments to urgently ban the use of wooden boats for commercial water transport because of recurring fatal accidents. So he advised that investment in safer, modern fiber and aluminum boats instead. The appeal follows recent tragic boat incidents that claimed multiple lives. The minister attributed the accidents to reliance on poorly constructed, poorly maintained wooden vessels that deteriorate quickly and lack stability and safety features. Now, Oyetola urged passengers to prioritize safety by refusing to board rickety or overloaded boats and avoiding night travel, while also insisting on wearing life jackets. He disclosed that the federal ministry distributed 35,000 life jackets to riverine states last year as part of safety interventions, but stressed that eliminating wooden boats is critical to saving lives. To analyze this latest call by the Minister of Marines and Blue Economy on state governments to ban the use of wooden boats in order to reduce waterways accidents, we have our Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, who joins us now to talk about this issue. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, sir.
It's a pleasure. Yes,
good to be with you. So, I'll keep the first question brief. I mean, how much of a dent will this make in improving the state of water transport? Is this really the key that's necessary to prevent all of these deaths?
Not the only one, but is one of many. Although there's a contradiction in what the minister said. If you are distributing life jackets, it means you are encouraging them to go into the rickety, accident-prone boats. So you should be careful by calling that an intervention. It is the duty of government, like I always say, to protect its people. The first thing to do is to tell the state governments that, as the minister responsible, I'm telling you that you should ban the use of these boats. And that is a moral obligation. You are saving lives. He is inadvertently or even deliberately saving lives. I think that's the first thing to do. And you see, we are in an era when governance and government is now by compulsion, by force. The Pope lamented recently in his speech to diplomats at the Vatican that we are in an era where deterrence and the logic of power are taking over from dialogue and diplomacy. I think that is what is happening here. And you see, if you look at the news about the tragedy of our insecurity, people lump these both accidents together with insurgency, with jihadism, banditry. They are not the same thing. You have incidents that are caused by nature, by climatology. Those are things nobody can do about. But if people with their eyes wide open go into boats that no one will sink and die, they should be responsible for their own mortality. Yes. And like I said, government should show mercy and show moral obligation. There is moral clarity here that if you board a boat that is leaking water and many of you are there, even if you are life jackets, it depends on the distance to the land before you can be rescued. So it's an avoidable accident, and it is an imperative of government to intercede in it and make sure that it does not happen. Let's leave it at that.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, I wanted to go to something else, but you highlighted a very important point about wanting to phase out the wooden boats and still providing life jackets, that it's relatively contradictory.
Yes.
So when it comes to the objective behind this, is this more about, is this coming from a genuine place, or would you say it's more about optics?
There's no optics here. Human tragedy, there's no optics there. It's talking from genuine concern.
So why the contradiction that you highlighted so well?
Yes, I'm trying to correct him.
Okay.
He thinks that is the intervention, that is the right thing to do. But I'm looking at the root cause. Ban it in the first instance. Because if you say you give them life jacket and they say government has provided life, you see the contradiction?
I do.
And they board it and they die. Because even if you wear life jacket, I said it depends on the distance to the shore or when the emergency people can find you, and you know if you are in the rough seas, rough water, I mean your chances of survival are minimal. That's the contradiction. But he is talking from a point of genuine concern, and I will help him further by saying that, you see, even with the media, if you report these tragedies, because I was talking about commiserations galore the other time. We should separate the commiserations, the real ones of insecurity. Let's know them. The ones that are man-made and are avoidable, let us know them. Maybe in our reportage, we take a constitutional slant and put there which one is under the legislative duties, which one is government at the federal level, and which one is, so we know where federal government is responsible and where the states are indolent or not up to their responsibilities. That's what the minister is trying to do. His concern is genuine, and there is nothing hypocritical about it. It is a genuine concern, and it is a moral one. We should oblige that, yeah.
But what's the feasibility of actually putting this into practice? How quickly can we see these wooden boats phased out? And if we do bring in higher tech boats, does that just translate to transport becoming more expensive for the people who are taking these boats?
Yeah, you have to save lives first. And then you have to intervene. Government has to be decisive. Government has to be decisive. The best example in the world is what Trump is doing in the USA on immigration. I see there are demonstrations, but he has the mandate to do it. A woman was shot over this weekend. You saw what happened. And they're asking for the man who, the government official who shot him to be prosecuted. And the government is saying, no, he's doing his duty. Government, I will go to my definition again. Government must show force. You get me? It must enforce compliance with its rule to save people from killing themselves. This is a very good Oyetola is trying his best. The ball is in the court of the state governors to show their people that they don't want them to be committing suicide openly on the ISIS, on the riverine areas. That's the lesson. Yes.
To your point about government needing to enforce compliance,
yes.
Even if we look at what's on the screen, it says the state governments urged to phase out boats. So
you are the one saying phasing out. You are the one saying that. I'm telling you, see, don't listen to me. I'm urging compulsion and government to show force to save life.
I'm with you, but I'm saying
that life is a negotiation.
I'm saying that the federal minister is making these recommendations to state governments to control the inland waterways, as opposed to making sure that it's enforced and saying you have no choice in this matter. So I'm saying, what incentives exist for the governors to actually adopt this policy and not do whatever they like?
He's saying that probably because we have the division of duties between state and federal government. He's probably saying that because it is in the residual list, not what government can. If it is what government can do, it is his duty to implement it and not give advice. So he doesn't want to be seen as being unconstitutional. But you see, the law itself is based on the custom and morals of any society. You don't go on looking at no shepherd leads the sheep astray. You don't see your people committing suicide and not doing something. So his concern is genuine, and it's up to the state government to do that. And I'm putting, you did not mention that, I'm putting a responsibility on us as media people now, to just not mass group tragedies and separate insecurity from climatological ones, from ones that come from negligence or government indecision like this one.
And would you say that based on how quickly we see this adopted, is that representative of how much of a priority this is? Is this even a priority for state governments, really?
Well, if they want their people to be dying before their eyes, it will not be their priority. But I doubt if any government was elected into office for that. So it's bound to be a priority. Don't you see the reportage when they talk of people dying in Niger and all that? They group it with these boat mishaps. It's not a recent thing, and a lot of people have died. And you know, we are in the rainy season. More people will die, God forbid, or dead. That if people endanger their lives by going with their eyes wide open into rickety boats, of course, mishaps will happen. But I'm trying to say that we should separate such mishaps, which are done with people's eyes wide open, you get me, from the ones in which bandits and kidnappers and all these people go about challenging government successfully and killing people. They are separate issues. What Toyota has done is to point it out that they should modernize and save the lives of their people. You see, the important thing or responsibility for the state governments to do is to buy modern boats and give them to the people. That's the responsible reaction to this. And I think they have the budget to do it, but then the ball is in their court. Somebody has flown a kite. Let's see what happens.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, we'd like to thank you for your time and analysis. As always, we appreciate you here on Newsday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.